everybody, welcome back. It's Tosh here. I am here today and I'm going to do a try on and review of the products from my Boxycharm base box. I am trying to refilm a wear test, so the foundation that I have on is the XOXO High Fidelity foundation and it should be up before this video, so check that out for a review and a wear test of all of this products. So as far as the products that we got in the Boxycharm base box, it was the Wander palette, the Pure mascara, the Dragon Beauty lip liner, as well as the Aesthetica palette. This is a cream palette, so I did not set my face yet, and we're going to go ahead and jump into all these products in just a second. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. Thank you so very much for joining me today. I love having you here with me, and I really appreciate your support of myself and the channel. It really does mean a lot, and I am so grateful for all of you. For those of you that are new here, my name is Tasha, and on my channel I do all things makeup. I would love for you to join the family, so please click the subscribe button, and without any more talk, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. So the first thing we're going to use is this Aesthetica Cream Contour Series. I am not a contouring girl. I usually bronze, and that's about it. I don't do the whole nose contour, everything else, partially because I just am lazy. I just am lazy. We'll just say it like it is. I do tend to have a longer face that is more of a round or a pear shape on here. It's kind of just longer and bigger, and so supposedly for the contour you do here, and this is based on this little picture here, as well as right here for the contour. I find that that doesn't look as well or as good on me, so we're going to do it like I normally do. These are all cream products, and I'm going to go ahead and just jump in and contour and highlight like I think I should. Okay. So this is a Baddington brush. I got it in a Boxycharm. They are quite expensive. And so I'm going to go ahead and jump into the contour first. There are several shades down here in the bottom, and I'm actually going to use them more like a bronzer contour-ish thing. And I think that I'm going to go with this lighter one because that's probably going to be the better color for me. I'm just going to stipple this brush into the product and then kind of place it where I would like it. So I've picked up some of the product on the brush here, and you can see that it's on there, and then I'm just going to apply it on there. I do really tend to like cream products because my face is a little drier. I feel like you can, number one, control it, but number two, make it so that it looks less dry. So you can see that actually is a really nice color for me. I am going to do it just a little bit higher here and blend it up. And then I do like to take just a little bit and run it underneath. And then if I find that I get a little too much, I will take my beauty blender that my foundation is on and just kind of blend that out a little bit. Forgive the cotton in my ear. I have been so sick. I understand that that's weird, but it just helps make it feel better, so the cotton's gonna stay. I'm gonna do the same thing on this side here. We're placing it and just kind of blending it up, not down. And so it just gives a little definition. I am going to go underneath just a little bit right there. And then I'm going to go all around the hairline up here at the top. This does tend to, or this is a little oranger than I typically like to have something that's not quite as warm or orangey kind of for my contour and my bronzer. This is not awful. It's probably the right, not shade, but the right darkness level. But I would like it to be just a little bit cooler tone for me. It is just a little bit warm. And so I'm just going to blend this up. And so there is everything all bronzed. I feel like I need just a little bit right here. And so you can see that does not look bad at all. It's so hard with the lights for me to tell what it looks like because they're super bright. It's hard for me to tell if I'm getting both sides even and what's going on. So I feel like this side maybe just needs a little speck more. And that's the other thing. I do like that this is not so intense that you put it on and you're like, oh no, I can't blend this out. It is blending beautifully. It is buildable. You can see that I added a little more color there and it went really, really well. I'm going to change brushes now, and I'm going to do a smaller brush. So end of this is actually a Persona brush. I'm going to use the end of that right there, and I'm going to highlight. And so these are my highlight shades. We have this, which is a light one, this one, which is just a little more yellowy in tone, and then this one, which is darker. This one is going to be too dark for me. It'll be between these two. And honestly, I think these two need to get mixed to be the right color for me. So that's probably what I'm going to do. And that's the nice thing about these palettes is with all of the options, you literally can mix whatever you want to create your own personal shade. I am going to pick these first two right off my fingers so we're not wasting any product. And then I'm going to go ahead and highlight where I would. So typically I would highlight right here in the middle. We're going to highlight down the center of my nose. Cupid's bow. And so certainly you could go all out and do all of this. I'm not going to do that because it'll make everything a little too heavy for me. I'm not as much of a cream highlight person, just because I find that it'll get just a little too thick and too cakey for me. I find that it works so much better when I use just a little bit lighter of a shade of a concealer underneath and I highlight with that. But we did take that in a couple of spots. I don't know that it made a significant difference because it's not super, super light, but overall I do really like this product and I like the ability to mix it all so you come up with your custom shade. Like I said, it did blend really, really easy. It is cruelty free. It is in a nice little palette so you can take it with you wherever you want to go. So definitely very nice. I like that product. I actually don't have anything else for the face, so I'm going to jump off and set my face, put some blush on, and then we'll come back and do the mascara, the eyeshadow palette, and the lip liner. I will be back in just a moment. Okay, so everything's set. Bronzer. I did add a little bit of blush, which I did not blend out very good. I can see that. Just on the high points of my cheeks. And there we are. Let's go ahead and jump into the palette next. This is the Wander Beauty palette, the Wanderous Escape. And I think the palette is just gorgeous. I'm super excited to use this. It does have a couple of matte shades, which are mainly these browns, but then all of the other ones are metallic or glitter. Wow, you can't even see that, metallic or glitter. So I actually want to start with this as my crease shade. And I really want to use this today somewhere in the look because I think it is gorgeous. So we're probably going to go with these two. This is kind of a pinky purple and that is that teal color, and then work in some browns in my crease. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So I'm going to take this lighter color right there, which is the Nude Beach, and I'm just going to work that right into my crease. And so the brush I have is kind of flat but fluffy and skinny, so I'm going to put that right kind of above and work that in. I do have a little bit of a hooded eye, so I do tend to have to pull that color up just a smidge more so that you can actually see it. Otherwise, when my eyes are open, you can't see the color at all. So I'm just going to kind of work that into both sides there as that transition kind of crease shade. We may have to find a lighter shade that's gonna go above this and blend it out, but we'll have to see, because there isn't really a real light one, at least for me, in this palette. But let's work on building this up first. And I do find for me, when I'm doing any kind of work on my eyes, with my hooded eyes, the smaller the brush, a big fluffy brush doesn't work as well for me for placement. I typically need to have a smaller brush, and I do hold it a little farther at the end so I don't get a ton of pigment placed right away, and then I kind of work it from there. If I have a big fluffy brush, it just goes all over and I can't control it, and then it ends up going places that I don't want it to. So I stay away from those unless I'm blending things out. So we kind of have a good base here. I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do. I think I'd like to have it be super simple and put the pink all over the eye and then the blue maybe under. I think that would be pretty. So let's build out this corner real quick. I am going to use Enchanted next, which looks like more of a mauve-y brown, and I'm going to kind of put this a little bit lower, like right in the crease and at the corner there, and just kind of build that up. And that's a pretty color. That's a very pretty color. I like that. Same thing, but on this eye. And now I am going to take a fluffy brush and blend it all together. So big fluffy brush from I don't even remember the brand. That's terrible. Profusion, thanks. Ooh, my brain. And I'm just kind of blending those two together so that we don't have any harsh lines. I am blending up and then in at my corner there. Alright, I'm going to go into this real dark brown that's called Overnight, and I am literally going to put it right in this outer corner V. Wow, that's pigmented. That's been the most pigmented of all of them. Holy moly. So that one, for whatever reason, much more pigmented than the others. I literally did one little dip and then put it right on, and you can see it lays down pretty pigmented right there. So just be careful. Some of the shadows are a little more pigmented than others. And then I saw someone do this the other day, which I thought was pretty cool. They took an angled brush, which was actually clean, and I know mine is not as clean, but they took the angled brush and they just kind of cleaned up the edge here. And they did actually use just a little bit of concealer on it. I don't have any concealer. Oh yeah, I do. Yes, I do. See? So what they did is they took a little bit of a concealer. I'm going to put it right on the edge of the brush, and then they literally just went in and kind of carved out a little bit of a line to clean up that edge there, which I thought was a super cool idea if you don't want to do eyes first. And then you get that edge, as well as you get just a little bit of a highlight and lifting effect right on the edge of that eye, which I really liked. So there we go. Okay, next thing that I would like to do is place some of this pink. So I'm going to start with my finger first, and then we'll try a brush. So this is that Flourish color right there. I'm going to put it kind of all over my lid. Look at how pretty that is. Oh, wow. From the inner corner kind of to the center. And that is beautiful. Even with my finger, that placed very, very well. I'm going to try it with a brush now and just see. I'm going to just load this. It's not wet. I'm going to load it up and see how it does with a brush. Let's do the other eye so I can actually tell what's going on. So look at that significant difference with finger and with brush. I've loaded this up quite a bit, and then I go to put it on, and there literally is no color payoff. So this is either a finger or a wet brush kind of eyeshadow. So definitely don't use just a plain brush because it's not going to work. Okay, I am going to get some setting spray real quick and wet this brush so I can get into the inner corners and kind of fine tune this. And then we'll put that blue on my waterline. Alright, so my old trusty standby is my Smashbox. I'm just going to spray this real quick. And then I am going to pick up some of this shadow on the wet brush. And we are going to just work it around and in the corners where I couldn't reach with my finger to make sure it's laid down evenly and where it needs to be. Even with a wet brush, it doesn't work very well. That's interesting. So finger is the way to go all around. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Well, that's certainly good to know. That will make a difference, though. I was going to put this blue down on the kind of my down here area, and I'm not sure if I'm going to get it to... Oh, yes, I can. Oh, yes, I can. So maybe it was just that pink one, because this blue one, it's a dry brush, and it is applying fairly well here. I'm just doing my underneath a little bit. And let's take a bigger, fluffier brush and just kind of blend that so it's not so surprising. I always think it looks cool on other people, and then I do it on me and I'm like, not sure what I think. I do like this color. It is a beautiful color. I think I would like to do a look with it all over my eyelid. So there's that. I do really like the pink. Understand it does not perform as well as this purple sea glass or teal sea glass color. So some of the shades are a little inconsistent in performance, but very, very pretty eyeshadows. The mattes were very, very blendable. I will see how it wears and let you know. Okay, next thing next. Let's go ahead and put the mascara on. And then we'll put the lip liner on. So the mascara is this pure, fully charged mascara. And it is the one that's supposed to be magnetic. It's going to build your volume and layer on top of itself. It is cruelty-free. It had all kinds of amazing claims, which I can't read right at this point. Let's get to my glasses so I can tell you all about it. So this fully charged mascara is that magnetic polymer matrix that wraps a positively charged elastic veil around each lash to instantly lift, separate, and define. It also is fortified with a specialized blend of ingredients that are nourishing, such as vitamin B. It helps condition and strengthen your eyelashes to prevent premature loss. Let's see about these claims really quickly. So I am going to go ahead and put it right on my eyelashes. And so for me, a couple of things. Number one, I've already got some fallout underneath here from it, so it is a little bit of a drier formula. Don't do what I just did. Wait until it dries and then you can wipe it off instead of making a mess. And it also isn't doing much for my lashes, to tell you the truth. I have other mascaras that on that first swipe, it is just so much better as far as length and definition. So let's see if we can build this up. I'm going to go ahead and stick with the same eye. We'll let it marinate for a little bit and then add some more. Yeah, I can't say that this does a whole lot. Okay, so there's this. It's supposed to have all of these big claims. However, I'm going to go ahead and grab another mascara real quick and show you my Oma Beauty. Not that I'm touting Oma Beauty, but watch this. So, Oma Beauty. In one coat, I've gotten what I've done 2 or 3 coats on this eye. So maybe this is a layering mascara then, huh? So that looks a little better. So I would say this is definitely a layering mascara. I can't say, at least for me, that it performs super well. I don't have the shortest lashes. I don't have the longest either, but they're not super short. And this didn't do a whole lot for my lashes, in my opinion. So the Pure would definitely be a pass for me. I would not spend the money on this. The last thing is my Dragon Beauty. So let's go ahead and line the lips real quick, and then we'll take a break, and I'll come back later today and let you know what I thought. So this for me is just a little bit brown. A little bit brown as far as color. It is creamy. It's not the creamiest that I've ever had. It does pull just a little bit, but it's not the worst. So there it is. It is a wooden pencil. Sharpen it. I wouldn't spend the money for this. I would spend it on, I mean, Koki Cosmetics, NYX, Milani, all of those have some really good, even like Maybelline, those kind have some really good, very smooth lip liners that I would say perform just as well, if not better than this. So that's my 2 cents on that. I'm just going to use a very nude color because this is so brown on me. And so there we go. Very nude color, not anything big. Do like the eyeshadow, so that's kind of my quick application. It is 9:57 right now, so I will check back in later on today and let you know how everything wore and kind of what I thought about all the products, and we'll go from there. Okay, everybody, I am back. It is 4:40 right now. I am doing a check-in from the Boxycharm. So we use the Wander palette. Let's start with that first. Look at the hot mess that is on my eyes. So all of this has fallen down from the eyes. There isn't a whole lot of creasing. I did not use I used my concealer, but I did not use a specific eye primer or a glitter base. Okay, so I do have that caveat. However, there is so much fallout underneath my eyes. Not a lot of the pink, but this green that is so beautiful has just made a hot mess and gotten everywhere. It's even gotten up here into my crease. I don't even know, same thing, it has gotten everywhere. There is glitter everywhere. It is just a hot mess. Because the pink is so light, I can't tell if it has some fallout or not. But this glitter teal green, if you can see that, holy camole. I am going to get a little bit closer. Okay, so that's super close. I can't really see in the viewfinder, but you can see all of that fallout and that craziness from that green glitter. It's a beautiful color. Okay, so at a more reasonable distance. So for the Wander palette, I would say that the consistent or the shadows perform inconsistently. We had some mattes that were more pigmented than others, some that were more buttery than others. I think it's the same for some of the metallics and the satins. You have some that perform really, really well, that show up well. You have some that are beautiful but do not perform well. Now this green tealy color may perform really well on the lid with like a glitter glue kind of a thing, because there are some glitter specks in it. I definitely will try that, but overall that Wander palette is not my favorite. I do think that there are others, ColourPop, BH Cosmetics, that perform so much better for a much less expensive price. So I would say the Wander palette is a definite pass. Along with the under eyes, you can see that that mascara also transferred on both eyes. So you can see that it has transferred underneath both. I did set my concealer, so it's not like it was super emollient under my eyes. I didn't use a really thick one. It has transferred on both eyes. I would say that the Pure mascara for me is a complete pass. I don't think that it gives the payoff benefits, but I also think that it doesn't stay for me. There are other ones that work so much better, even drugstore, like the Essence Lash Princess. That one doesn't transfer so bad, as well as the Sky High mascara from Maybelline, I believe. Both of those are really, really good. This one, a hard pass. I will say the Aesthetica cream contour and highlight. The highlight I don't think really did a whole lot for me, but the contour bronzer, look, I even have green shadow down here. Good night. The contour bronzer, it did stay. It looks really nice. Again, I like the idea of being able to mix and to customize your color that you're going to use. So I do think that that is a great thing to have on hand, especially if you're someone who is going to be doing makeup for other people. I think that is awesome because you can get different shades from that same palette. I do enjoy it. I will continue to use it. The last thing was the Dragon Beauty lip liner, and I am actually super impressed by that lip liner. It is 7 hours later. I have already eaten lunch. I have already had a snack. I did have some water, and you can see that while the lipstick is there a little bit, that lip liner is completely there all the way around. Now granted, I just had eggs and some hash browns and things like that, so not anything that was super, super greasy, but it performed, I think, very, very well. So when I said at the beginning, I don't know that it's worth it for the price, I would still say that there are drugstore ones out there that you could get that work very, very well if you don't want to spend the money. However, it is a huge pencil, and I do think it performed really well. So I think overall that one is a yes for me. So let's see, did we get all of them? The lip liner, the Wander palette, the Aesthetica, the Pure mascara, and then there was one more that I did not try on. This is that balm that I received, and I have tried it. It is nice. It is very, very balmy. Like, it's very, very emollient and doesn't sink in very well. It kind of sits on the top of my skin, and it is pretty scented. I will continue to use this though because I do like a balm sometimes. So that is my kind of try on and review of my Boxycharm base box. Let me know what you guys thought. Did you guys get something different in your base box that you've tried and you really love? Please drop me a line. Let me know what you think. Again, thank you so much for joining me today. I loved having you here with me. Please stay safe, stay happy, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.